I have a new brioche project that needs some fixing. This is the Cabriola hat by Katrine Schubert. And to me, it looks as though the star stitch has not been completed correctly, and it's causing some issues. So typically with a star stitch, we need to pass 2 stitches over and off the needle. So I'm going to try and pull those stitches back on the needle and flick them over. This one was split. Okay. So this looks to be a bark yarn over bark in the right place, and it is going through 2 stitches. So this slip stitch was slipped as if to knit, which is correct, and then the bark yarn over bark was completed, and the whole thing was passed over, so that's correct. But I think what happened is she also caught up her slip-one yarn over. So this is supposed to be a slip-one yarn over, and the loop from the slip-one yarn over got caught up in that, which was causing this long extra loop. So that resolves that, and I'm just going to go backward and see if that's the problem for the whole hat. So we have a star stitch. We have this is a stitch that had a slip-one yarn over, and then this is a stitch along with the blue that was supposed to be passed over, and she passed over the blue strand from this stitch and the gray strand from this stitch, and so that's what I'm taking back. We're going to take off the gray strand because that one's not supposed to be passed over. And technically I could just pass over this gray stitch and then that would fix that. So I'm going to try and do that all the way around. If it doesn't, try and do that all the way around and make it look nice. So once again, we're here at a star. So this stitch is going to come off and over while the gray part here is going to go over. And that corrects that star. And sometimes with markers, it's hard to tell which stitches go together because they like to hop, the yarn overs like to hop the markers. Okay, so those 2 stitches go together. And we'll go to the next star. This is a much faster fix than trying to go all the way around and undoing. Okay, so once again, we're going to lift up this yarn over, and that actually belongs with this stitch here. This is the gray stitch that's supposed to be passed over, and there we go. So those 2 go together once again. This goes there, and this one actually goes, it's this marker again. It's kind of gotten in the way, but it's the stitch right before the star that gets the pass over. Well, we're going to kind of lift the strand back onto the correct side of the marker. So I can see why she got confused, because her yarn over started jumping the markers and they were just getting attached to the wrong stitch. Okay, so we'll keep going around, find the next star, lift this strand, put it back with the strand it goes with, take the other half of the stitch that was passed. So you can see the first part of that stitch is here, this blue. So these 2 go together. There's a blue leg and a blue strand and a gray strand. The blue strand got passed, but the wrong gray strand went with it. So it's actually a pretty simple fix once we know what we're looking at. So once again, this one comes off, this one goes over, and we can slide. We should be almost through here. Then our marker, This one comes off. This one goes over. Oops, don't want to dump off that third strand. Make sure those are all on there without splitting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, oops, 3. There's that guy. That one looks okay. And it's because the marker was in the right place. It wasn't getting hopped, so. I recommend maybe a smaller marker. I think these markers might be just a smidge big for this project. Oops, and then let's pass the correct stitch over. Yep, that one looks okay. Only thing is it's missing, oh, nope, not okay. This needed to go over. And this guy needed to come off. Man, I hope I've been filming. Okay, so I'm back all the way around. So I'm just going to bring this one back to where it was, and then that'll be all fixed.